He is Neo in The Matrix, the unstoppable assassin in John Wick, and a Hollywood icon whose films have grossed over $6 billion worldwide. His name is Keanu Reeves. But behind that legendary status lies a story not glamorous but devastating. A father who abandoned him at 3, a best friend lost to overdose at 23, a stillborn daughter on Christmas Eve, a girlfriend dead in a car crash. 18 months later, a sister battling blood cancer for a decade, and now at 60. Even as the world celebrates him as Hollywood's nicest guy, the shadows of grief follow him still. If Keanu Reeves has ever moved you with his performances or inspired you with his kindness, hit like his tribute to a man who turned pain into purpose. It is heartbreaking when the beginning of a legend is marked not by wealth or privilege, but by abandonment and chaos. Keanu Charles Reeves was born on September 2 in 1964 in Beirut, Lebanon, to Patricia Taylor, a costume designer and showgirl from Essex, England, and Samuel Nowlin Reeves Jr., a geologist of Hawaiian, Chinese, English, and Portuguese descent. His Hawaiian name means cool breeze over the mountains, a poetic irony for a childhood that would be anything but serene. When Keanu was only 3 years old, his father walked out, just vanished, left a toddler and his mother behind without explanation, without support, without a second glance. Patricia was alone in a foreign land with 2 small children, Keanu and his younger sister Kim. Born in 1966, she did what she had to do. She packed up their lives and moved first to Sydney, Australia, then to New York City, then finally to Toronto, Canada, searching for stability that never quite arrived. Poverty was merciless. Patricia remarried and divorced, then remarried and divorced again and again. Keanu would grow up with 3 different stepfathers, none of whom stayed. Paul Aaron, a Broadway and Hollywood director, married Patricia in 1970. They divorced a year later. Then came Robert Miller, a rock promoter, another marriage, another divorce. The pattern repeated like a curse. Keanu changed homes like other children changed shoes. He attended 4 different high schools, never staying long enough to put down roots, never fitting in long enough to feel he belonged. School was torture for another reason. Keanu suffered from dyslexia, a learning disorder that made reading and academics a daily battle. Words on the page blurred and twisted. His grades suffered. Teachers grew impatient. Classmates mocked. He was labeled difficult, rambunctious, even expelled from one school for being too disruptive. But the truth was simpler and sadder. He was a boy adrift, struggling to make sense of letters while his home life crumbled around him. The wound that never healed came not from a teacher or a bully, but from his own father. When Keanu was 13, Samuel Nowlin Reeves Jr. contacted him. It had been 10 years since they had seen each other. Keanu flew to Hawaii, to the island of Kauai, hoping perhaps for reconciliation or an apology for something on their last day together. Keanu would later recall. They sat on the veranda and stared at the dark sky. His father hardly said anything that evening. The next day he brought us to the airport. Then we did not hear anything from him for 10 years. No calls, no letters, nothing. That silence carved a hollow in Keanu's chest that would never fully close. Years later, when asked about his father, Keanu's voice would crack. "The story with me and my dad is pretty heavy," he confessed. "It is full of pain and woe and loss and all that." His father would later be arrested for possession of cocaine and heroin, sentenced to 10 years in prison. When asked if he wanted to reconnect, Keanu's answer was calm but final. "It is his life. Man, I hope he is well, whatever that means." Yet even in that darkness, there were glimmers of light. Patricia, despite her own struggles, never stopped believing in her son. She worked tirelessly in the entertainment industry, exposing Keanu to the world of theater and film. And Keanu found solace in 2 places, the ice rink and the stage. He played ice hockey as a goalie, earning the nickname The Wall for his fearless defense. For a time, he dreamed of going pro. But at 15, something shifted. He joined a theater production of Damn Yankees, and for the first time, he felt alive. Those words became scripture. From that day forward, Keanu knew his path. It is haunting to think how wide the gap was between dream and reality. At 16, Keanu dropped out of high school and moved to Los Angeles with nothing but hope and hunger. He slept on couch, worked odd jobs, auditioned relentlessly. His first break came in 1984 with a small role in the Canadian television series Hangin' In. Then came a Coca-Cola commercial, then a short film. Each step was tiny, insignificant, forgettable. But Keanu kept going. His agents told him to change his name. They said Keanu was too ethnic, too foreign, too difficult for casting directors to pronounce. For a brief time, he went by KC Reeves or Casey Reeves, erasing part of himself to fit into an industry that did not want him as he was. But eventually, he stopped pretending. He went back to Keanu. If they would not accept him, then he would find another way. In 1986, he landed a role in the sports drama Youngblood, playing a hockey goalie, a role that felt like coming home. Then came River's Edge in 1987, a dark crime drama that showcased his range. Critics noticed, directors noticed. Suddenly, Keanu was no longer just another struggling actor. He was someone worth watching. Then came the role that changed everything. In 1989, Keanu starred as Ted in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, a goofy time-traveling comedy that became a cult classic. Audiences fell in love with his charm, his innocence, his infectious joy. The film was a massive hit, grossing over $40 million. Keanu, the boy who had been told he was too ethnic, too different, too broken, was now a star. For the first time in his life, he had money. For the first time, he had options. "I was born tonight," he whispered through sobs after seeing the final cut of the film. He had survived. He had made it. But Hollywood is unforgiving. Success is fleeting. By the early 90s, Keanu's career had plateaued. He starred in Point Break and My Own Private Idaho, both critically acclaimed, but neither made him a household name. He was respected, admired, but not quite A-list. And then, in 1993, came the darkest moment of his life so far. River Phoenix was more than a friend. He was a brother. The two had met on the set of Parenthood, where River's brother Joaquin was acting. They bonded instantly, taking motorcycle trips together, attending screenings, talking for hours about life and art and dreams. In 1991, they co-starred in My Own Private Idaho, a film about street hustlers searching for meaning. River almost turned the role down. But Keanu rode 1,300 miles on his motorcycle from Toronto to Florida just to convince him. Only after Keanu promised he would also do the movie did River agree. They spent weeks on set, building a friendship that felt unbreakable. On October 31st, 1993, River Phoenix died outside the Viper Room, a Hollywood nightclub, from a drug overdose. He was 23 years old. Keanu was filming Speed with Sandra Bullock when he got the news. He did not move. For a long time, he simply stood there, his face blank, his eyes hollow. Sandra Bullock would later say, "I watched how Keanu grieved. And oh, did he grieve for his friend?" He is very private, but he could not hide that, and just to see that a man like that was able to grieve. And I remember thinking, God, if that is the tip of the iceberg of his depth, and his level of love and care for a friend, that just draws you in. Keanu would later admit, "I hate speaking about him in the past. So I almost always got to keep it present." He was a really special person, so original, unique, fiercely creative, thoughtful, brave, and funny, and dark, and light. It was great to have known him. Too, inspirational. Miss him. But life did not pause for grief. In 1994, Speed was released, and it was a phenomenon. Keanu became an action star overnight, earning over $10 million and solidifying his place in Hollywood's upper echelon. Yet the applause felt hollow. The money felt meaningless. His best friend was gone. It is often said that tragedy has a way of compounding. But for Keanu Reeves, the cruelty of fate seemed almost deliberate. In 1998, he met Jennifer Syme at a party thrown for his band Dog Star. She was a production assistant for director David Lynch. Beautiful, creative, full of life. They fell in love instantly, deeply, completely. By 1999, Jennifer was pregnant. They named their daughter Ava Archer Syme Reeves. They prepared a nursery. They dreamed of the future. On December 24th, 1999, 8 months into the pregnancy, Ava was stillborn. She died in the womb just one day before Christmas. Keanu and Jennifer were devastated. They held each other and wept. But grief is not something you can share equally. It pulls people apart. Several weeks later, their relationship ended. They could not look at each other without seeing the baby they had lost. But they remained friends. They still cared. They still hoped, somehow, to heal. In early 2001, they began seeing each other again. On April 1st, 2001, they had brunch together in San Francisco. Keanu thought, maybe, just maybe, they could rebuild. The next morning, Jennifer Syme died in a car crash. She had attended a party at Marilyn Manson's house the night before and was driven home by another guest. Shortly before dawn, she left her home, reportedly to return to the party. She drove her Jeep Grand Cherokee into a row of parked cars on Cahuenga Boulevard in Los Angeles. She was partially ejected from the vehicle and died instantly. She was 28 years old. Keanu called the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office and asked if Jen Syme was there. He offered to identify the body, but he was told she had already been identified. He stood at her funeral alongside Dave Navarro, Scott Coffey, and David Lynch, who dedicated his film Mulholland Drive to her memory. She was buried next to Ava at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery. In an interview years later, Keanu's voice was quiet, almost distant. I miss being a part of their lives, and them being part of mine. He said, I wonder what the present would be like if they were here, what we might have done together. I miss all the great things that will never be. Then he added, grief changes shape, but it never ends. People have a misconception that you can deal with it and say, it is gone, and I am better. They are wrong. When the people you love are gone, you are alone. And yet, even in the depths of that loneliness, Keanu did not retreat. He could have disappeared. He could have given up, but he did not, because his sister needed him. In 1991, just before her acting debut in the film Samurai Vampire Bikers from Hell, Kim Reeves was diagnosed with leukemia, a deadly blood cancer. She was 25 years old. For the next 10 years, she would battle the disease with everything she had, and for every single one of those years, Keanu was by her side. He sold his house and moved closer to her. He cooked her meals, he cleaned her home, he prepared her medications. He held her hand in hospital rooms. He spent millions of dollars on treatments, therapies, experimental drugs, anything that might save her. According to reports, he donated 70% of his $45 million salary from The Matrix, approximately $31.5 million. To leukemia research, Kim would later say, he listens to every word, to every comma, after every word that you are saying. Keanu never left. He never gave up. And in 1999, after 8 long years, Kim went into remission. She had survived. Keanu also created a private cancer charity, refusing to attach his name to it. I have a private foundation that has been running for 5 or 6 years. He told Ladies' Home Journal in 2009, it helps aid a couple of children's hospitals in cancer research. I do not like to attach my name to it. I just let the foundation do what it does. Now at 60, Keanu Reeves stands as a living testament to resilience. His net worth is estimated at $380 million. He owns a home in one of Los Angeles's most luxurious neighborhoods, valued at $8.7 million. He co-founded Arch Motorcycle Company, building custom bikes. He co-founded a book publisher with his partner Alexandra Grant. He has starred in over 70 films, generating a cumulative global box office gross, surpassing $6.6 billion. Yet what defines him is not what he owns, but what he gives. He donated $20,000 to a homeless woman. After overhearing her crying about losing her home, he gave 12 stuntmen on The Matrix, reloaded Harley-Davidson motorcycles. He gave the John Wick 4 stunt team personalized Rolex Submariner watches. He takes public transportation, He eats in modest diners. He treats every crew member, from grips to gaffers, with respect and kindness. In 2018, Keanu met Alexandra Grant, a visual artist and longtime collaborator. They had worked together on books since 2009, but their friendship blossomed into something deeper. In November 2019, they went public with their relationship. Alexandra has said that Keanu brings calm and happiness into her life. Friends close to them say they enjoy simple things: reading, traveling, creating art together. Keanu has said, "Applause fades, trophies gather dust, but the people you love, the lives you touch, the kindness you give, these endure." From a 3-year-old abandoned by his father to a 60-year-old beloved by millions, Keanu Reeves has walked through fire and emerged whole. His life teaches us that grief does not end, but neither does love. That success means nothing without generosity, that the measure of a man is not in his wealth, but in his willingness to lift others. If this story has touched your heart, leave a tribute below. And wherever life finds you tonight, may you be blessed with the strength to endure, the courage to love, and the grace to give.